Hello everyone, welcome back to GeekDisorder's web series over HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, and jQuery. This is Lavik and I'll be walking you through this series today. Today we're going to go over background colors and background images and how to set them and how to kind of work with them. Okay, in front of me I have a basic HTML5 document outlined, and this document is saved on my desktop in a folder along with a image named logo, and it's a JPG file. Okay, so let's move back over here. I'm going to be working entirely in my embedded CSS today. I don't really need to put any like content on the screen. It's just we're just going to change the color of the background, and then we're going to do some stuff with a image as the background and kind of work with that. Alright, so let's go ahead and start off. So how do you set the color for the background? Well, I'm going to be changing the background of my body. You can change the background of any element, like a div, a section, and so on. But I'm going to be working with the body, so I'm just going to put body here. Alright, open and close my curly braces. Alright, so to work with the background, I type background, and if I want to set the color, it's dash color, okay, and then colon. And this is pretty easy. You can use hex, RGB, all that different kind of stuff. But I'm going to be using the keywords, and I'm just going to change my background to red. Alright, so I save this, launch in Firefox, and there we go. I have a red background. Pretty easy stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to how to make your background a image. Alright, so basically the same thing. I do background dash image, just like that, and I put colon. Now here's where it changes a little bit. You have to type URL, okay, and then you open parentheses, double quotes, and then here you want to tell the CSS where to find the image. And since my document is in the same location, in the same folder as my image, all I have to do is just put logo.jpg here, and then close my parentheses, my quotes in my parentheses, and then put a semicolon. But if you were pulling from like another folder, just of course use some kind of like relative path or something like that, like we learned earlier, and how to change folders and stuff to find that. If you're pulling an image like off the internet, you'll need to put the correct address on where that image is located. But here it's still in the same folder, so I just put logo.jpg. Alright, I'm going to save this. I'm going to launch in Firefox. We'll see what we get. And there we are. By default, an image is repeating both horizontally and vertically, as you can see here. Okay, and we're going to take a look at a couple ways to kind of work with that, stop it or make it just repeat one way, and so on. So let's go ahead and close this out. I'm going to leave my background image there, and the next thing we're going to learn how to do, like I said, is to control the repeating, how it repeats both horizontally and vertically. Well, to do this, you put background, and this is dash repeat. Okay, let's say I don't want it to repeat at all. All I want is my logo. I don't want it repeating horizontally or vertically. So how do we do this? You just put in no dash repeat, and I save that. Go ahead and run this, and there we go. As you can see, it's not repeating either way. Alright, but let's say you want it to repeat one way. Let's say I want it to repeat horizontally. So how can I do this? Alright, what you can do is you can push repeat, repeat, and dash. Now, if you remember math a little bit, X is your horizontal axis, Y is your vertical. So I put repeat dash X, just like that. And I can put a semicolon, I can save this, and launch. And as you can see, it is repeating horizontally but not vertically. When you set a repeat dash like X or a repeat dash Y, it's going to repeat that direction, that horizontal or vertical direction, but it's going to not repeat the other way. So, just so you know. Okay, and I'll just show y'all why real quick. So if I change this X to a Y, I save and I launch this, and there you go. It's now repeating, vertically instead of horizontally. Alright, so I'm just going to put a no repeat here. There we go. So our background image is not repeating. Okay, so let's look at something else. Let's control the position. Say we want to change the position of where our image is. Since it's not repeating, we want it to be placed like in the center or something along that lines. Alright, what you do is you put background dash and then you put position, okay, and then a colon. There are two values to this, and it's working off the X and Y axis also. The first value is your X, it's your horizontal position. Okay, the second value is your Y, it's your vertical position. So if I put left top, okay, what that's doing is it's telling the browser that the background needs to be horizontally placed to the left and vertically placed at the top. So save this and launch in Firefox, and there you go. It's at the left top, which also happens to be the default. So if you don't specify a position, this is what you'll get. It's left top and there it is. Alright, so let's take a look at a couple other positions here. We can do, let's say we want to center it and we want it to still be at the top. We can do center top and save and launch this in Firefox, and there you go. It is centered vertically and it's at the top horizontally. It's centered horizontally, it's at the top vertically. Alright, now let's there's a couple of things you need to know about using the position, especially if you're going to use like pixels or percents. Okay, so I can put 0 pixels, 0 pixels, and I can save this and launch, and you see that's equal to left top. That's the default. If I put 200 pixels, it's going to move it to the left 200 pixels and down 200 pixels. Or sorry, to the right 200 pixels and down 200 pixels. So let's take a look at this. There we go. It's 200 pixels away from the left and 200 pixels down. Okay. Now let's if I change this to a negative, of course it is going to do the opposite. It is going to move it the other direction. So it's going to move it to the left 200 pixels, and it's going to move it up 200 pixels. So save and run, and there we go. Okay. I decided for showing y'all position and with percents, it'd be a little bit easier to do it if I added a div and then some background color. So what I've kind of done here is you'll see some new stuff. The body just has a background color of blue. Alright, I added a div right here inside the body, and I moved all of my background image, background repeat, and background position down here. I also gave the div a height and a width. Okay, and I gave it also a background color of red. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set the background position here, and I'm gonna just set it to left top. So we're gonna make it default, and I'm gonna launch in Firefox, and this is what we get. As you can see here, the blue surrounding the red is our body. That's the background color of the body is blue. The red is our div, and of course we have our image, and it's set to the default, which is to the left and to the top. Alright, so let's go ahead and work with this a little bit. With percents, if I go 100%, from the left and 100%, 100% from the top. I save and I run this. Now you can see it's at the opposite. It moved as far right as it could go and as far down as it could go. So from the div, and remember it's relative to the div, not to the body, to the div. So it's in the very bottom right corner of the div now. That's 100% as far down, 100% to the right. That's as far as it can go. So as we start working with these numbers, if I put 75% here and 75% here, and I save and I launch this, okay, we put 75% from the left, and that's what it is. Right here, okay, is about 25%. So it moved over from the left 75%, and it moved down from the top 75%. Okay, and remember it's relative from the image to the element. Okay, so as you decrease the percent, it will move back towards the left or back towards the top. So you can kind of mess with those. If you wanted your background to be centered, what you would do is you would put 50%, and we'll put 50%. We'll launch back in Firefox. Now you can see it is centered. It is 50% from the left and 50% from the top, meaning it is equal on all of its sides and distance. Okay, so that's kind of how you work with the position. I am also going to be linking in the description to the Mozilla for background, for all your background properties if you want to know more about them. There is a couple more I want to go over, so let me go ahead and close that. And I'm just gonna keep this the way it is, and I'm gonna be working from here, so I don't have to change up a bunch of stuff. The next one, and let's move this back to default. Let's just put left top here. Okay. All right. So I'll show you what it is right now. It's back to default. It starts at the left, starts at the top. Okay. So let's say you want your background to like scroll with you. Okay. You might want it to do that, or you might just want it to stay in place, no matter if you're scrolling or not. So for this, I'm going to change my height, and I'm going to make the div a lot big, oops, sorry, not my width. Let's see, that was 850. I'm going to change my height, and I'm going to do, let's see, about 6,000 pixels. There we go. Alright, if I launch in Firefox, you can see here, as I scroll, okay, I have a lot of space to scroll now since I changed my height. But as I do, the image, the background image in my div, it doesn't move with me. Okay, it doesn't stay on the screen. It scrolls, and it stays at the top. Okay, as I scroll down, it stays at the top. That's default, and there are ways to change this. If you put in background dash attachment. Alright, and you put in scroll, because I said that was default, and save and launch in Firefox. You can see as you scroll, it doesn't stay on your screen. Okay, it just stays at the top, the left top, and doesn't it disappears as you scroll downward. Okay, to change this, you put in fixed, and you save and launch in Firefox. Now, as I scroll, okay, my background image is fixed in place. It stays on the screen, the top left, the left top. It does not disappear as I scroll up and down the web page. Alright, so those are the basic properties of your background, and that's the way to change them. I will be linking, as I said, to the Mozilla for your background CSS property. So if you want to know more about it, you can kind of look in there. Alright, so this has been Lavik with Geek Disorder. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and comment, and let us know if you have any questions. And y'all have a great day. Thank y'all.